It is incomplete and out of order to analyze Islamic belief without discussing the 5 pillars of Islam, which are considered the basic guidelines and frameworks of the Muslim individuals. In the Islamic religion, the Declaration of Faith. It is recited in Arabic and translates to, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." This declaration serves as a concise and precise affirmation of belief in the oneness of God, acknowledging that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and recognizing Muhammad as the final messenger sent by God.
The second pillar of Islamic belief is prayers. Muslims engage in not just a single prayer, but rather 5 daily prayers. Typically, Muslims commence their regular prayer practice upon reaching puberty, typically about the age of 10. Unlike some other religious practices that involve praying to intermediaries or deities for intervention, Islamic prayer establishes a direct connection between the worshipper and God. Prophet Muhammad instructed one of his companions who was entrusted with the responsibility of calling people to prayer by saying, "Call the people to prayer so that we may find comfort in it." This highlights the inner peace, solace, and joy experienced during prayer. Muslims are permitted to pray in any clean environment, and certain accommodations are made in exceptional circumstances such as war, illness, or travel to ensure ease and convenience in performing prayers. The 5 daily prayers are observed at specific times: dawn, between first light and sunrise; noon, mid-afternoon, sunset, and night, between darkness and midnight. It's important to note that the sun is used as a reference for prayer timings and is not worshipped. Muslims worldwide face the holy city of Mecca, which houses the Kaaba, a sacred site believed to have been built by the Prophet Abraham for the worship of God. During congregational prayer in mosques, Muslims pray together in parallel rows behind the imam, who leads the prayer. The call to prayer, known as the adhan, resonates across rooftops through the use of loudspeakers in modern times.
Giving zakat is the 3rd pillar, and in Islam it holds the meaning of purification and growth. It refers to giving a specific portion of certain wealth that meets specific criteria to those in need. Zakat is distinct from voluntary charitable contributions, which are highly encouraged in Islam but not considered one of the main pillars. Zakat is mandatory in Islam and is directed towards specific beneficiaries, contributing to the establishment of a socio-economically stable community with harmonious relationships among its members. Islam promotes wealth sharing and aims to reduce inequalities while respecting individual rights to ownership and the pursuit of wealth. Zakat serves as a means to purify one's heart from greed, recognizing the inherent attachment to wealth felt by all individuals. It is paid on various categories of property, including money, gold, business products, silver, agricultural produce, and livestock. Zakat is paid annually, based on one's net savings after deducting living costs and expenses. The contribution is typically 2.5% of an individual's net savings. Zakat becomes due when one's wealth exceeds a minimum threshold known as nisab, which varies depending on the type of wealth or savings. According to the Quran, chapter 9 verse 60, zakat expenditures are specifically designated for the poor, the needy, those employed to collect zakat, bringing hearts together for Islam, freeing captives or slaves, those in debt, and for the cause of Allah. This establishes zakat as a form of social security in Islam. In modern society, the collection and distribution of zakat vary across Muslim countries. In some, it is partially the responsibility of the state, while in others, it is strictly based on individual contributions. Zakat is distributed through direct assistance to the poor, Islamic charities, or in mosques. However, giving other forms of charity, particularly in private, is also encouraged to maintain pure and sincere intentions for the sake of God.
Fast of Ramadan is the 4th pillar. The month of Ramadan, the 9th month in the Islamic calendar, is observed by adult Muslims worldwide. During Ramadan, Muslims fast from dawn to sundown, abstaining from food, drinks, and sexual relations. However, certain individuals such as travelers, the ill, and those unable to fast are exempted from this obligation. Fasting in Ramadan is considered more than mere physical abstinence, it is seen as a profound spiritual practice of self-cleansing and devotion to God. It serves as an annual training that cultivates self-control and strengthens one's ability to resist human instincts. The act of fasting during Ramadan is described in the Quran, "O you who have believed, decreed upon you is fasting as it was decreed upon those before you that you may become righteous." Quran chapter 2, verse 183. Through fasting, Muslims develop a sense of God consciousness and deepen their faith. Each day's fast is concluded at dusk with a meal known as iftar. Towards the end of Ramadan, Muslims commemorate the Night of Power, which marks the revelation of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. The month culminates in Eid al-Fitr, the feast of breaking the fast. During this time, Muslims engage in special prayers and celebrate with family and friends. It is also a time of giving and generosity, as Muslims distribute zakat al-fitr, a special form of charity in the form of staple food, ensuring that even the less fortunate can partake in the festivities. The Quran addresses the rules and exceptions related to fasting in Ramadan, for a specified number of days. But whoever among you is ill or on a journey, then an equal number of days should be made up later. And upon those who are able to fast, but with hardship, a ransom, as substitute, of feeding a poor person each day. And whoever volunteers excess, it is better for him. But to fast is best for you, if you only knew. Quran chapter 2, verse 184.
The pilgrimage to Mecca is the fifth pillar. It is the largest global mass gathering with about 2 million Muslims from more than 180 countries make Hajj each year. It is an annual holy visit, pilgrimage, to the Kaaba found in the sacred city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. It is also referred to as Hajj and is an obligation, once in life, for the financially and physically able to perform it. In addition, the Muslim should be able to support their family during his absence. The Kaaba is the house of God, which is believed to have been constructed by the prophet Abraham and his son Ismail for God's worship, whereby he honored Abraham and made it the epicenter where all Muslims face as they offer their prayers. The pilgrimage commences just a few months after Ramadan, on the 8th day of the final month of the Islamic calendar year, and finalizes on the 12th day. The Gregorian date, based on the solar year, of Hajj is different in each year because the Islamic year is a lunar year which is based on different calculations.
Thank you for joining us on this brief journey into the 5 pillars of Islamic belief according to Quran, which is the book of the Islamic religion.